I'm putting my camera phone on. So like,
Now you go ahead. All right, we finna check it.
good.
Snap. Okay, it says Godol's live.
Testing.
Snap. Okay, it says Godol's live. Yeah, we good, man. We good to go.
Okay. For some reason, it ain't popping up on mine. Let me see.
Not. Let me see. Your name GMS Kwam Bakar, right? There you go. You popped up.
Okay, kind of. Yeah, mine was popping up.
Yeah, it popped up.
All right, we good to go.
Kwam Bakar, right? There you go.
Yep. Well, all right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and others, great millstone, who root and teach well, Wabarakathum, unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit, then we go into the pagan, custom, the pagan origin of the so-called Easter, was really, that's going into the Passover. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're going to open up with. Let's go with that Acts, because like in that chapter, that's talking about the Passover. That's not talking about the Easter as you know today, which is nothing but idolatrous worship that goes all the way back to the Roman Catholics, man. And then even before them, a Hamitic God, you see? Those Hamites was worshiping. But let's get that Acts.
This is Acts chapter 12. You want me to start up? Or you
start at the top. You start at the top.
This is Acts chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Now about that time Herod the king stretched forth his hand to vex certain of the church."
So he went through persecution in this time period. You got it, bro.
God, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword.
One of the disciples. You got it.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also.
God, you continue on.
God, it says, like my bad. It says, then were the days of unleavened bread
during the Passover, man. So this is what this was talking about, right? And it's gonna say it when we read that next verse. It's gonna bring up Easter, but this was talking about the Passover, man. It wasn't talking about no day where you get some bunnies, you put on your pink nice lime, what is it, light green suit with your goddamn
highlighted
alligator skin shoes on and shit, trying to look clean. No, I'm saying that's not what the Passover is about, man. That's what we're gonna break down in the sit down. You got it, bro.
God, this is verse 3, and it says, so like in verse 4, it says, "And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people."
Now the Feast of Unleavened Bread, it says these were days of unleavened bread. So it's talking about the Passover, man. Now let's get that word Easter, and this is talking about when Peter got casted out in prison, man. Because it comes with suffering. When you follow Yahweh Shai, you got to go through the suffering Yahweh Shai went through, and that's what the disciples had to go through. You see, right after Yahweh Shai was on the scene, they had to take up their cross.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, bro.
It's funny because they kind of got it in Hebrew almost, but it's in Greek.
Strong's G 3957. Pascha.
Never mind.
It says Pascha, but when you go into that word Pascha, that's really just what that's like Pesach.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You see, because we already know during that time period you had a lot of Israelites that were Hellenized. That's why it was translated to the Greek. So a lot of the New Testament, a lot of the terms and stuff, it's in the Greek because a lot of them they spoke it. You see, that's the language they spoke. That's why I was translated to that. See, a lot of them wasn't brought up in the customs of learning the Hebrew and all that stuff, so they didn't understand it. So it's gonna actually go into it. You can go down. Definition, it'll tell you.
I'm gonna go down. It says the Paschal sacrifice, which was a custom to be offered for the people deliverance of old from Egypt.
Now what is that talking about? This talking about the Passover. Mm-hmm. When the Lord passed over his people who put the blood on their doorpost, and he killed all the Egyptians. You got it, bro.
God, I'm gonna jump down because that verse 2. I mean, the 2 one's good, but I want to jump down to the fourth one. It says the Paschal feast, the feast of the Passover, extended from the 14th to the 20th day of the month Nisan.
Kind. Ultimately it's supposed to be like the real New Year.
Yeah.
When the real first, the real beginning of the year happens, the springtime, when everything resets and starts over. You see, now that's when the Hapasak comes, man. See, during the spring, but what happened is, our people they basically Hellenized everything. Really, it's more around the time period of the Roman Catholics, which is what we know as the Dark Ages. Our people created all these Christian, Hellenized things, man. You see, they made certain. They basically added all that Hellenized stuff into the ministry. That's where you get modern Christianity from. The Roman Catholics, which was Jakes. They were Southern Kingdom. You see, because eventually Jakes took over Rome, and they basically had set up all these different idols and stuff, man. Matter of fact, I want to read a little notes I took on it right here. We're not gonna be able to pull it up on the screen.
I got do you got some? Is it going to the what is it called? What is this? Now you go ahead and read your notes, because me and Gadar do got some pulled up. Did you delete it?
God.
We got some pulled up about the Esther thing. I thought we did. Never mind. You go ahead, Salaki.
God, yeah, we gonna bring it up. We're gonna get all that. But this right here, this is right here, 325 AD. It says was when the Roman Catholics, who were Southern Kingdom, had the Council of Nicaea and made a pagan so-called holy days, man. And this pagan holy day was what you know as Easter now. You see? And a lot of those customs, they started changing the customs up on how, because you see how the Passover was kept. That's not how Easter is kept, because it got Hellenized, it got changed up.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and this main thing really started happening, like this, the way Christians keep it. It started happening after the Roman Catholics, because Esau basically copied, the Jake, man.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't want to. You got it, bro.
Now I just want to add a quick little point. Scripture say how we have taught the wicked one thy ways. You know what I'm saying? So, like you saying, like Esau, he's pretty much taken, the Roman Catholic, which was Jake created all these pretty much these wicked ass holidays, you know what I'm saying, which deprive from, Hamitic gods, things like that, which we're going into Ishtar or Easter, whatever, Easter. It deprived from a Hamitic goddess, you know what I'm saying, which that's what Jake was worshiping, man. Scripture said, we're gonna pull it. But
they were pagan gods a lot, and really ultimately what Easter goes back into is it was a time period of the equinox.
Yeah.
So it was when the day and night was equal. They'll start making these high holy days. A lot of them go back to Ham, which we're going to get. Let's get that Judges 2. It goes back into Ham, man, because they had a guy called Ashtoreth. You see, and Ashtoreth was like a fertility goddess of like war and love. You see, and it also means star. Like Ashtoreth, the actual word Ashtoreth means star, and that's ultimately how they measured the time. That's how they measured the so-called holy day, whenever the day and night was the same. So it's like you looking into the stars for the high holy day.
Mm-hmm. This is Judges chapter 2, verse 11. And you see what it says in the title. It says for this section, it says Israel serves Baal, right? And we know Baal, just heathen God. But it says, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh and served Baalim.
God, and that's what we see him doing now. All these different high holy days, all these different ultimately a lot of these customs that our people partake in, they really idolatrous. They go back to idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
Got it, bro.
And then because we're gonna pull it too, that Psalms 106. But I just want to add a quick point. That's why when we come to serve Yahweh Basham Shah, that's why scriptures say humble thyself at the little child, because we're sitting here, we're in other sense, every Jake, that's been born recently, that's grew up now in this captivity, you pretty much been Hellenized. We've been Hellenized, we've been Americanized, Westernized, or if you're over there across the world, you've been pretty much Westernized, pretty much, man. So coming out of that, you got to come at it. You got to humble yourself like a little child, because all the things we learn, like Easter, you probably was told Easter was supposed to be the day Yahweh was born, And then they'll say Christmas the day Yahweh Shah was born, or they'd be like Easter's the day that Yahweh Shah rose on the third day. I think that's what they say.
Yes,
But,
they say it's when he rose up.
yeah. And then you see that all, and you come to find out that all that stuff is just idol worship. That's not what it's for. Easter is not a high holy day. Christmas and all these other countless other holidays. We have high holy days. And when you start to realize, and it's funny too, when you start to come to the understand, you start to realize that our high holy days have meanings behind it. The high holy days nowadays really don't have no meaning to it. Easter, you're supposed to be like how you like if let's say right, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be celebrating the resurrection of Yahweh Shai. But you think about Easter, it's a big when the ox said earlier, it's a big money game for these people, man. Got you buying hella chocolate, got a damn bunny. Like, what does that got to do with Yahweh Shai?
It's all just that. I'm gonna add to you.
Yeah,
there is no scripture that says you're supposed to celebrate the resurrection.
Exactly.
You see, like that's not biblical. Now, what is biblical is what we're going into is the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
But really, ultimately, like the brother said, they like our people use that to make money because guess what? The Christmas.
Yeah.
So called death, which ain't no man, there ain't no scripture that says you're supposed to celebrate Christmas by setting up a tree, decking the tree out, buying presents, doing all that, man. That ain't no scripture that says you're supposed to do all that. You see, but ultimately it's so they can make money. They use Yahweh Shai to make some money, and that's what ultimately a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
See, because we of course we see it amongst our the churches, but even these Israelite groups.
Yeah.
You see, they do it in a different format though, but you see a lot of people using, the Lord to get that bag, man.
Yep.
See, that's they because them churches make big money when it's them hot. Everybody come to church in that time when it's the high holy days. These so-called not high holy days, these so-called holy days, which really is the regular ass day. You see, you got to break the team on Judges.
Exactly. This is Judges chapter 2, verse 11. Again, it says, "And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh and served Baalim, and they forsook the Lord thy power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods."
Followed other gods, man. All types of other gods, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and ultimately look at what we did as soon as we got out the wilderness. The golden calf.
Yep.
And we said this is who delivered us out of the land of Egypt. And there's many more idols that we worship because we was getting in marriages with these heathen women and we was worshiping their gods. We've been doing that for decades, man. Yeah. But ultimately, this Easter goes back into paganism, man. It's not biblical. You got it, bro.
And it says, "And they forsook the Lord thy power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them. They bowed themselves unto them and provoked the Lord to anger."
God, they bowed themselves to them and provoked the Lord to anger, man. You see, and that's why our people are in the state they're right now because of all the idolatrous worship. The continual just what's the word? Rebellion, man.
Yeah, rebellion.
Continual rebellion. You see, and that's why the Lord continually just jacks our ass up, making us get worse.
Mm-hmm.
You look at our people; they're more through than ever.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. The main point of the next verse, though.
This is verse 13. "And they forsook the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai and served Baal and Ashtaroth."
It says they serve Baal. You see, and also Ashtaroth, which that's really Ishtar. That's what this Easter really go to. You can get that word Ishtar real fast.
Yeah, that's spirit. I was just gonna get that.
And that word, I can see. Let me see if I can look at that word. That word says
Aisha.
It says Aisha. It says
Ashtaroth.
Ashtaroth.
Yeah,
Ashtaroth. You see, and that's in the Hebrew. And that's what that word goes into. Ashtaroth, which is like Ishtar. That's really a pagan worship, and that's what Easter goes back to. You got it, bro.
I'm gonna just scroll down. It says Ashtaroth, or in the Hebrew Ashtaroth, but like I said, Ashtaroth or Ashtaroth equals star. Kind of like what you said earlier.
Yep, because like when do they worship Easter? Whenever day and night is equal. You see that's what it goes back into. Now they just do it on the first Sunday, but really the way the origin of it went back to, they'll wait until the day and night is equal, and then that's when they'll start running to celebrate the day. Well, get the next one too, Baba Kashai.
And then it says false goddess in the Canaanite religion, usually related to fertility cult.
Now you can get that word fertility. Now, when is everything the most fertile? During the spring.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we're in a time period where life is like at the highest rate. The new life, all this stuff is in that time period, man. You see, this it's in the spring. Everything is all green. All the stuff is growing back new. A lot of these, a lot of fertility gods, they get worshipped around the springtime because that's when it's the most fertile. So they get that credit into that, whatever that deity is, man. You got it, bro.
Well, you wanted that word fertility.
Yep, you get that word fertility, Baba Kashai.
Let me get the definition because I think it brought me to the.
No, yeah. I just want the definition of it. Regular.
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Because that's what asterisk goes back into: fertility, war, and love, God, right?
Why does it keep saying? Let's see. Let me share
Yeah,
it.
fine. I can grab it.
Now I'm looking. It just you know what I'm saying. So it says equality of being fertile. Well, that's probably what it is. Let me look up fertile.
Yeah, it says productiveness. Like, yeah, right there. The quality of being fertile, productiveness.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's most of the fruit and most of the agriculture most productive during the springtime. You see, that's when the crops is real nice in that time. The weather is just right and it's all fresh and new. So this is a false god that is observed during that time.
Yep.
That's really all I want on that one.
Con.
Yep. Now let's go into Leviticus 23 real quick, Baba Kashai. Because really we just went into what it really is, the Passover. Now in the Passover, do you get you a big ass box of eggs? You know, you put your little pink and lime green suit on, and you know, got your gator boots on with your hat.
Cowboy hat to go to.
All hollering and shit and acting all holy that day and all that stuff. Okay, well, let's see what the Passover was about. Let's go to Leviticus 23.
You know, they got that go-to right in the front. Snap. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 23.
You go from the top, and then we're going to read a little bit on the Passover.
This is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. It says, law of religious festivals, which are the festivals or the high holy days of the Israelites. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Abishai spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast.
Yeah, these are things that you're supposed to ultimately gather together to do holy gatherings, man. Right? And the holy gatherings is all in this chapter, and not one says Easter. But it does speak on the unleavened bread because it mentioned that in Acts. It said in the week of unleavened bread. So now let's jump down to where it's talking about the Passover. So yeah, pretty much fourth verse, and we're gonna read a little bit on that and see what you did on the Passover.
Okay. This is Leviticus 23 and jumping down to verse 4. These are the feasts of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Abishai, even holy convocation which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at evening is the Lord's Passover.
It's the Pesach. Whenever the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, you see, we had to make the unleavened bread. We had to hurry up and get in our house, put the blow on our doorposts. You see, that's what Passover goes back into. And the Lord fucked up all the Egyptians' firstborn, and He passed over us. You got it, bro.
This is verse 6. It says, and on the 15th day, the same month, is the feast of the unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Since they were in a rush, they didn't put all the stuff to make the bread rise. So they had to make it quick. So they made it where it's flat bread. No yeast and things that make it rise. And then that whole week, the way you would keep the Passover is you have to eat the unleavened bread. You got it, bro.
This is verse 7. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, ye shall do no severe work therein.
So it's a Sabbath. On the first day, when the first Passover hits, it's a Sabbath. And we know how, and we understand how you're supposed to keep the Sabbath. It's supposed to be a day of rest. You know, brothers may work and all that stuff, but you know, you just ultimately just give the Lord His time on it whenever possible. And do your sacrifice, rehearse the righteous acts. You got it, bro.
This is verse 8. It says, But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Abishai 7 days. In the 7th day, it is an holy convocation. Ye should do no servile work therein.
So it's another Sabbath on the last day. Then you got the next sacrifice, which we obviously can't keep that now. but this is how the Passover was supposed to be done. So, in what part of this does it say that what part of that does it say that the Lord wants you to get a big ass Easter bunny, for you to put your gator boots on, be all partying, having a good time, eating your damn pork chops, and they'll try and cook barbecue, throw some shit on the grill, got the drinks and stuff. What it says, it's a holy convocation. That means a holy gathering. That means you're supposed to be in the spirit in this time. You're supposed to be ultimately not supposed to be doing no party or nothing like that. It's supposed to be a serious time.
Yeah, but it says solemn.
Solemn assembly. You see?
I think it actually says that. That's when you go into the word convocation. Let me see real quick.
Oh yeah.
Get that just for the edification. I think it says solemn. Convocation in Hebrew. What's that? Maquara. So it says Maquara, right? And let me see. It says convocation, convoking, reading, a calling together, convocation, scared assembly, sacred.
So sacred assembly.
Scared.
Sacred almost kind of goes to solemn.
Yeah.
The sacred is like something that's like not for it's supposed to be, it's only like important for certain people. It's not for everybody.
And it's funny, it says reading. So when we have these solemn assemblies, these sacred assemblies, we supposed to be reading about it, you know what I'm saying? Not sitting here having a party, having a blast. Like you said, gator boots on, goat teeth in your mouth, cowboy hat. Now, is it a sin to wear stuff like that? No, but it's not to be dressed up and being all excited. That's not the spirit these high holidays push forth. The spirit these high holidays push forth is the spirit of Solomon. Because you got to think about, I remember the apostle run this out. You think when the Lord's going to pass over Egypt, you think Israel was having a party? No. Like you said, they was in a rush. They had to make unleavened. Exactly. They had to make unleavened. They were scared, man. They had to make unleavened bread. And the reason they use unleavened bread, like you said, because they was going to get delivered, man. So they didn't have time to wait for the bread to rise. So they had to make it quick. And then they had to throw everything that was left over out. They couldn't save it for leftovers because they wasn't going to be there. They was going to get delivered, man. Showing you how the spirit that we're supposed to be in this high holiday, the Passover, and countless other high holidays. It's not really other high holidays. Not really days of just having a blast, jumping high, hooping and hollering and stuff. If you're supposed to be hollering, it's supposed to be the praise your high Bible shot. If you're gonna be hollering, not that BS y'all be doing in the church and shit.
Matter of fact, if you can grab because it's in Leviticus 23. If you can jump down to
Sure.
You can jump down to verse 33. It'll say Solomon there. We can read that real quick. Because it basically mentioned it again.
He said 33 or 23.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. 7 days. Shall you offer an offering? Sabbath. Let me see. I'm trying to find it right now. It's super in the 30s.
Yeah, I'm down.
But ultimately, okay, this is Day of Atonement.
Oh, yeah, 35, but still, same thing.
Yeah, it kind of is the same thing. Pretty much, you can re-get that.
God, I'm going to start at verse 33. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days. And unto the Lord, on the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, and ye shall do no work, no servile work therein.
God, he said, you shall do no servile work, man.
Yeah, sir.
So ultimately, that's another feast. But really, all the feasts are the same. And the Lord didn't make us no holy days for us to. The Lord doesn't have holy days where we celebrate and just doing all that type of stuff. No, that's not the Lord. The Lord is a serious power, man. A lot of the holy days is like more. They're serious. Yeah, it's not no fucking joke.
All the holidays are pretty much all about praising Yahweh B'Shem Shai. That's literally what they're all about. When you kind of look at them. This is verse 36. It says, 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day you shall have a holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Kind of. That's basically really what I was supposed to be on the Passover. Now you can get that word solemn now. There we go. We got it now.
Where you go? What the? Glitching. I hope it gets the word Solomon, not assembly. Let me see. Yeah, that's the word Solomon. So that's Atazara. Atazara. That's right. Atazara.
No, it's Atazara.
Yeah, Atazara. And it says solemn meeting, assembly, solemn assembly, sacred or festive meeting, assemblage, company, group.
God, that's what it is. You see?
Let me look at that word solemn right quick. Let me see what they got for it right quick.
Get the etymology of it. Just type in solemn etymology. And you can break it down.
I gotta break it down. Nah, just playing. I hate when it does this. Can you go to like the app? There we go. My bad. I said it went out. It's like I can bear with us. All right, this is where it's solemn in the etymology online dictionary. It's an adjective. It says mid 14th century solemnity performed with due religious ceremony of reverence, sacred, devoted to religious observations. That's right, observations. If I'm saying it right. Also of a vow made under religious sanction binding from French solemn. Zip to that. This is a long definition.
Well, actually, I had one that was shorter. I could read it.
Oh, you got one shorter because one. Which one?
Yeah, the one I found was shorter. I did it on Google, and it goes back to old French.
Okay.
And it says, actually, the Latin one is good too. But it says right here, let me get the one in old French. It says solemn, and it says associated with religious rites. It says in a sense customary, celebrated on a fixed date. You see, so ultimately,
I found the good one.
Where religion, it means like so like worship.
Yep, I found one out. I found the good one. This is it jumped down. They said that in Middle English, famous, important, imposing, grand. And when you skip down, it says without reference to religion. It says marked by seriousness or earthiness. So that's what solemn means. Seriousness. So, and as I was going to, I'm saying religion, worship. So we're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh Shai on those days. Serious. Which, worshiping Yahweh Shai, you might crack up jokes, but like the point, the spirit we're supposed to be in is a spirit of serious.
Your mindset.
Exactly. Your mindset.
Your mindset is serious.
God.
Brother making a joke doesn't mean his mindset not serious. Like you actually know what's going on during this time period.
God.
Yeah, that's what ultimately the Passover is supposed to make us remember that captivity, remember what our forefathers went through. Yep. Now, before we get these last couple, I want to get
I got some too, but I think they're just laying back off of some of yours. But I'll pull this one real quick though,
God.
if you don't mind.
Okay.
This is Joshua chapter 24, verse 13. It says, not 13, verse 14. It says, now therefore the Lord Yahweh Shai serve him in sincerity and in truth. And to give the understanding, we know in the time of Joshua what was happening. We was taking over those Hittites, as the elders be saying sometimes. The Jebusites, the Hittites, those 9 Hamitic nations pretty much. We was taking them over because they was in our land. They was in the land that was promised unto us, the land of Canaan, and Joshua was the one that the Lord used, which going toward Joshua, name, pretty much same name as Yahweh Shai, he delivered. That's what he was set up. He was set up to take the nation of Israel to the promised land at that time period. And we went off. We ended up going off after that righteous generation left. But we're going to read it. It says, Joshua 24:14, now therefore fear the Lord Yeah, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. And what was those gods, man? Well, Ishtar is one of them, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? If you're reading in the book of Judges, if you know Judges is after Joshua, but when he said on the other side of the flood, because when we was in Egypt, when we was in captivity, which the brother has it, we was amongst the heathen. We was amongst Pharaoh. So what do? We worship Pharaoh gods and things like that, man. Because we was in there. We've been in captivity in Egypt for 430 years. Of course, when we first went into Egypt, we wasn't worshiping those gods, but over a course of time, we started, Jake started worshiping gods like that, man. And even in the wilderness, Jake was in the wilderness talking about, let's go back to Egypt. They wanted to give sacrifices unto Egypt gods, man, because Egypt was making them feel good, and they just wanted to feel the lust of their flesh. Mama keep going with verse 15. It says, and if it seem evil unto you, it says, if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord Yahweh Shai, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the God of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh Shai. So that's what we got to get in that spirit, man, of serving Yahweh Shai and not serving those other gods. And the reason it's worded that on the other side of the flood, saying like those are the ones that didn't make it past the flood. When you go into the flood, what happened during the time of flood? The Lord delivered Noah, but the sons of God was wicked. They was wicked. That's why you go into the fallen. You know what I'm saying? We fell from a great estate because we were serving those other gods. We was giving a sacrifice unto those other gods, that's the same thing happening now. The reason that Israel is in such a so messed up state is due to the fact that I'm serving all these other gods and they're not serving Yahweh Bashma Shai. Just like in the time of Noah. In the time of Noah, what was Jake doing? Serving other gods, not serving Yahweh Bashma Shai. And the Lord told us we got to put away those gods. We finna get ready to go back to the land. So you got to put away those gods, man. We ain't gonna be serving no Ishtar, no damn demon in the in the kingdom, because that's all these other guys are, just demons, But if you didn't have none, I'll drop some in real quick too.
I already got. We can start getting those precepts, but I want to go into his last, the last couple of the idols right here.
Yeah, kind of.
Because ultimately, Ishtar, Ashtoreth, which is a so-called goddess or deity, then even Eostre and Astara were all spring gods. And they were fertility gods. So ultimately, Eostar is where you get the damn money from. You see, and then the eggs and stuff. It's all supposed to be significant for like fertility.
Yeah.
See, all these different gods are fertility gods. That's all it goes back into. And it's pagan worship. And you're not worshiping Yahweh Shai, which Yahweh is the name of the Most High. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. You're not worshiping the true gods of the Bible when you do these holy days. It all goes back into idolatry.
All right, man. That's that queen of heaven spirit right there, worshiping these. Well, this one specifically, this is a queen of heaven spirit, worshiping the fertility. I'm saying, the goddess of fertility, all this BS, man. It's just none but wickedness. That's why Jake's so messed up. You Jake over here stressing on how he gonna be able to get all his damn money for these Easter eggs and stuff.
And our crazy thing is, when you read down right here, it says that her third aspect is celestial. She is the planet Venus, the morning and evening star. She's trying to take the form of Yahweh Shai.
Exactly.
You see? But ultimately, it's nothing but a fucking it's idol. That's why the Lord speaks on our people worshiping the creation versus the creator.
Exactly.
Because all these gods are modeled after somebody. You see? But ultimately, the God of the Bible, that's he stands alone. Now we can go and get those last couple of precepts. Psalms 106, the Baruch 4. We can get all those, and that's all. That basically now we understand clearly that it's idolatry. It goes back into paganistic customs. Ultimately, all the way back to the Hamites.
Yeah.
Ashtoreth, but then you even go even further. It's Eostre, and then like we just read, they're all fertility gods, and it's pagan worship, and it's ultimately at a time period where niggas know they finna get some money in these churches and different things, these stores. The Lord, and we know Easter is supposed to be the Lord's Passover. The Passover ain't about making no damn money. What did the Lord do when they was doing that? When they were doing that, the Jews, man, the circumcision. What was they doing? They was over trying to sell and stuff on during around that time. And y'all shot flipped them damn tables. Got on their ass for that, man. And started whipping them too. So that shows you that hey, it's the same deal. The Lord ain't with all these paganistic trying to make money off the the congregation. You got it, bro.
It's like my bad. This is Psalms chapter 106, verse 35. It says, I'm gonna start up. Let me see what the verse above it say right quick. Yeah, I'm gonna just get that one. The Psalms 106, verse 35 says, "But we were mingled among the heathen and learned their works."
And that's what happened. You see, we started. You know, Jake is fruitful. We be popping all them women, but we started having marriages with them and getting into their customs, and that's what we started going off on. And Jake doing that now. A lot of these different so-called days that Jake observed that are so-called separate. Because guess what? Easter is a so-called in this world, it's a holy day. But in the Bible, according to Yahweh Shem Shai, it's not, because it's a separate day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these so-called days are holy days for Esau in his world because you nigga ain't got to work on that day. That day is a separate day. You see? But ultimately, we understand that that's a heathenistic custom. We got it apart from that shit. You got it, bro.
God, I'm going to read verse 36. It says, "And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them."
Kind of snare, because it ain't no fucking guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see? It's nothing but an idol and nothing but a creation. You got
exactly.
it, bro.
And kind of what makes it a snare is what? Because us serving those idols is what caused the Lord to put the curses on us. You know, because then what does it say? You know, you got the 613 commandments and more commandments that's scripture, but you know, specifically when you go into the 10 commandments, it says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't be serving no other gods. And when gods just mean like powers, you know, it's because the demons are powers too under Yahweh Bashim Shadow. So you don't be over serving other powers or giving your time and energy to another quote unquote power. If you're an Israelite, those idols worship, that's for the heathen temporarily right now, because in the kingdom they're not gonna be worshiping these idols. But as far as right now, that's what the Lord gave to the heathen. They're supposed to be worshiping the idols. That's what they do. That's why they don't necessarily get punished like Jake do.
Because they're not, the God of the Bible ain't dealing with them.
Exactly.
The Father ain't dealing with the heathen nation.
God, that's at Amos. I think it's Amos and Acts 3. It says, "I will, you know what I'm saying? All the families of the earth I have chosen thee." Yeah, all the families of the earth I have chosen thee, therefore I'll punish you for thy iniquities, you know. So, like you said, the Lord ain't dealing with them. Now the kingdom.
It's like you, bro.
Now you got it.
What you said earlier, that snare. Well, these guys give Jacob false sense of prosperity, or they think they're doing good because they Allah and all that bullshit. Well, ultimately that's a snare to you, because you thinking you worshiping the Lord, and the Lord just really just letting you store up a consolation and get to a certain level so he can judge you later. So it's a snare. You think you really prosperous because of that God, and it's really the Lord just setting you up to judge you later. You got it,
Lord. All right, was that it on that?
No, it's 38.
Okay, okay. It says, "Yea, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto these devils."
Now we know that's Molech sacrifice, which happened to this day. You got it.
Even with the Easter thing, because you know, really Easter, what largely for Jake go to the kids. You know, Jake remember growing up in Babylon, running around in a damn field looking for some eggs and shit. It's the kids though, you know what I'm saying? So even in a sense with this, you know, because a lot of these high holidays have to deal with kids. You know, now this is going to specifically Molech, which is happening today. You know what I'm saying? The Molech sacrifices, which women love doing.
The nigga woman love doing.
Yeah, nigga woman love doing. But you know, in a sense, you know, like Christmas, you know, kids, you know what I'm saying? Halloween and all the other BS holidays, man. And it's crazy thing is this shows you how wicked the nation of Israel is, because as we was going into this on Friday, you know, the priest Taz, he was saying, he had said that the thing, he's like, and it's not like it's a mystery to Jake. Now you could look, we're going to Google looking up, it even has it on there, like even when you don't even got to look up like like, if you don't know where to go, you could go and just start looking up Easter, and it will pop up, like, because sometimes it'll give you like things to go into for Easter on the search bar. It'll be like Eastern pagan or dark origin or pagan origin. Like, it tells you like it's pagan. What does pagan pretty much mean? Like it's heathen, like it's heathenistic. It's not a holiday it's not a biblical holiday. You know what I'm saying? A holy day. My bad. It's not a biblical holy day. It's not a one of the fests of the Lord. It tells you. So it shows you how wicked Jake is. It shows you how they don't fear your house. They could care less about pleasing the Lord. It's all about pleasing the kids, the money, the hoes.
Pleasing themselves.
Exactly.
Niggas want to do what the fuck they want to do and be self-willed. What's that word? Forward.
Yep.
Self-willed, man. That Lord ain't with that shit. Lord wants you to come in a certain order and follow him, just like a man wants his wife to be in order. A real man, at least. Not these men in this world. But a man wants his woman to be in order. You don't want your woman talking back to you, not respecting you. Well, that's how the Lord wants his woman.
Exactly.
Got it, bro.
God, this is verse 38. It says, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood.
Yep, and that's why you speak. That Lord said, "Land cannot be healed to the blood that shed it."
Be shed.
A lot of blood and idolatrous worship has been set, and that's Canaan is supposed to be our land.
Yeah,
but we was going the hell off over there. You see, and ultimately, man, all this stuff is gonna have to get reset, man. But ultimately, the point of that was, it says the gods of Canaan, which is like ultimately that's Hamites, man, Hamitic.
Yep.
The so-called really Canaan, like the so-called southern Africans. Nothing but fucking Hamites. And them niggas, a lot of these guys go back to them motherfuckers because they were one of the first nations to have big rulerships. The Egyptian Empire and shit, those are Hamites.
Yep, God. Not no damn, as they depict them as, not no dot heads.
Fuck no.
Or Edomites either. They was fucking.
You get Baruch 4, and after Baruch 4, I pretty much got the main ones I had. Or then Baruch 4 and Jeremiah 10, and y'all get whatever y'all got.
Con.
Get Baruch 4 and 6 through 8.
God, let me pull up the full chapter. This is Baruch 4, this is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh B'Hashem Abishai to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Yep, because we made the Lord, we pissed the Lord off by worshiping other creations versus the Creator. Which just went into some of those guys, which one of the guys is people still worshiping to this day.
Yep.
See, the Queen of Heaven, Ishtar, because it did Easter shit. And today is supposed to be Easter Sunday, Easter weekend. You got it, bro.
God, this is verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, the devil's deceit. The devil means deceiver. And when you worshiping a false god, that's sacrificing unto the goddamn deceiver, because ain't no God.
This is verse 8. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
And ultimately, we forgot many times. One of the things our people forget is what? The actual Passover. How the Lord was dealing with our ass, man. Yeah, you wanted to go and worship other gods. That's what people are doing now to this day. So any Israelites that's listening and hearing this, you now know that Easter is not no holy day of the Lord. It's a pagan worship, and you shouldn't be celebrating shit no more. Too damn old for that shit. You got it, bro.
You want that Jeremiah, right?
Jeremiah 10, and that's all I had. Unless y'all had any more.
Okay. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. Oh, we got like a little picture after this, but we'll go ahead and get this right. This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, thus saith Yahweh B'Shem Rashah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
And they are. You see, they ones over bugging out about different things. Well, the Lord gave us the signs, gave us the prophecies, man. You see, that's them niggas that's over all bugging out about shit and stuff like that. But ultimately, it says, learn out the ways of the heathen. We're not supposed to be like these niggas, all unbelieving. You see, worshiping creations versus the Creator. The Lord gave us he said, worship me. He said, I'm your guy. I delivered you out of Egypt. I did all this for you. I'm gonna set you in your own land. But our people want to look every other way to get deliverance. You see? and they want to put all this energy into these false gods, right? These idols. And the Lord, Scripture say the Lord is a jealous power. That means He wants exclusive service. So our people give their exclusive service to Esau. They get their exclusive service to themselves, to their kids, or whatever their God is, their money. You see? And one of the ways that's happening is right now, people are celebrating Easter right now, probably throwing the eggs in the damn yard, got the kids running around and shit. So look, little do they know, this world is about to be burnt the fuck up, and they over here still celebrating false holy days. You still worshiping false gods, and the Lord finna get ready to come back and kill everybody who's doing that.
Yep.
That's all I had. Y'all had anything else?
I'm gonna add a quick little point real quick. Now, Jay, this for the newcomers, because brothers is more seasoned know. You can eat the food they cook. Don't be sitting here, I ain't gonna eat it because they make it on Easter. No, you're not eating it in worshiping of Ishtar. You eating it in thanking Yahweh Shah. So eat the food, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Don't be over here being overly righteous. Jake over there starving on Easter.
Well, unless it's unclean food.
Unless it's unclean food.
If it's lawful, you can eat it. But if it's not unlawful, then because other niggas they be eating some unclean shit on Easter, you know.
Yeah.
But knowing Jake ass.
Yeah, but if they hook up some, they smoke a lamb, which I doubt it. But if they smoke some, whatever, eat it. I had something, but nah, that would pretty much be it. Oh no, you wanted to read this?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, my bad.
Yeah, you good. All right. Well, I'm reading a little bit more of this because I was looking at it. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, and verse 3 says, "For the custom of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it moved not." All right, so these pagan gods that you worship, man, they're vain. All right, they're just things that are man-made. All right, it's pointless. All right, I'm gonna read some more.
They might add a quick little point too.
I'm gonna probably read some more. Oh, you got it.
I'm gonna add a quick little point, and that's what's gonna happen too. Like when the Lord comes back, He's gonna do the same thing He did in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened when the Lord delivered the nation of Israel in Egypt? It was undeniable that He was the true power. Like it was undeniable. It was heard all across. That's why when Israel, because even when I'm watching, which brother should go check it out. You should go check out the Moses, the testimony of Moses. I think it's called on Netflix, the documentary. You should go check it out if you haven't. I'm watching it. I ain't finished yet, but I'm watching it, and I didn't notice it, but they were saying like as the Lord was going through and sending those plagues, they were saying how each one of those plagues was kind of attacking the gods of Pharaoh, because it was going to how God had a Pharaoh for like the water. You know what I'm saying? Then what was the river called though? I can't think of it.
Oh, the Nile River.
Yeah, the Nile River. They said they had a god for the Nile River, and they said like when the Lord made the water to blood, it was in a sense like that god of the Nile River had got killed because it was blood. Then they had like a god that was like they had a god that was like they had like a frog head, and the Lord sent the plagues of 1 trillion frogs, and they died. So it was like the Lord was mocking those idols. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was making it known like I am the true, undeniable, one living power, and all these other idols are just mere demons that I control, pretty much. Because that's all they really are, man. They just demons that people just worshiping. Demon probably laughing his ass off like this nigga just don't know. So that's what they are, pretty much.
God. Yeah, I'm gonna give verse 5. It says, pretty much going to what you just said. It says, "They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must need be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is in them to do good." So in other words, these idols that they make, they can't do anything. All right, hell, you got to carry them to wherever they got to go.
Inanimate object.
Kind of, they can't, like you said, they can't do evil, they can't do good. So there's no need to be afraid of them, because they're nothing but vain. And then I'm gonna get verse 6. It says, "For as much as there is none like unto thee, Yahweh Bashan Shah, thou art great, and thy name is great in might." All right, so Yahweh Bashan Shah, He's the only true and living power. As far as everything else, man, they're just idols. And we're finna look at one right here. We're gonna look at Ishtar right here. This goofy, yeah. See, look, just upright and like nothing.
Can't do shit. And that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be a reliever. All you Jakes kissing Jesus ass and all these other guys ass. It's gonna be relieved when the Lord comes back. He's already on the way when the Lord appears, and he's because scripture say how the gods of Egypt, or was it Egypt, or does it say Egypt, or Babylon should be moved. Loosely paraphrasing, the Lord's gonna move the idols of Egypt or Babylon. Loosely paraphrasing, he's gonna move them, like what I'm saying. It's gonna show you he has power.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read this. This was posted like in what, I think 2013, either 17 or 13. But it says Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. Her symbols, like the egg and the bunny, were and still are fertility and sex symbols. Or did you actually think the eggs and bunny had anything to do with the resurrection? All right, because kind of common sense will kind of tell you like, what does bunny and eggs has to do anything with the resurrection? Because that's what they'll claim. They'll be like, oh yeah, the Easter is celebration of the Lord's resurrection. I'm like, really? So what does bunny and eggs have to do with it? As we went into it earlier, Yesai went into earlier. Or you better say something?
Kind of sliding around. That's just digging. I've been in. Like, and I wanted because look, you'll show Jake this. This is from the mouth of the horse. This is from Esau. This is Esau. You know what I'm saying? Like Esau. This Esau got this posted. Now you can see and tell bro. This stuff is Esau. Esau got this posted. He got it posted that Easter goes back to Ishtar. He got it posted. So Jake, Lord got it to where you niggas ain't got no excuse, man.
Yeah,
I know. I couldn't find it. Well, Esau got it posted. The nigga that you saw everything he said you believe. This is what Esau said. Why you don't want to believe that?
Yep. I'm trying to read the rest of it. It says, after Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Yahushua, basically. But as its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Ishtar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex, which really makes way more sense than the resurrection of basically Yahushua. And it also goes the same thing for Easter. All right, Yoster was I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. It's like Yoster, however you say it. It goes into Easter as well, as Yesai said earlier, which is like you said, all about fertility and sex. That was the last whatchamacallit, I think pagan god before they changed it to basically what it is now, the resurrection of Yahushua.
And during Constantine, that's the Dark Ages. That's when Jake was taking over the Roman Empire. So that's what we was talking about earlier, man. They start making all these fake ass, which really they really just tried to make a Hellenized form of worshiping the Lord, and that's not how the Lord is dealing with that shit. Yeah. So that's why the Lord ended up jacking us up later. You see, but ultimately the point has been made, man. You should not be celebrating no damn Easter. It's all pagan worship. It goes back into ultimately really we just went to it Ishtar. Even those other guys, Eoster and those other guys, they still the same modeled after the Queen of Heaven, Ishtar. Mm-hmm. You see, so ultimately, we see that that's not celebrating no holy day of the Lord, and then there is no day for the resurrection. Yeah, if it was, it'll be in the scriptures. That's right. All right, but also in that Jeremiah 10, that's a scripture brothers used to break down the Christmas too, because Christmas that's a Babylonian holiday. A Babylonian because decking the trees, doing all that goes back to the Babylonians. Yeah, that's what Southern Kingdom was worshiping. So all these different days that's not according to the scriptures, they're nothing but idolatry. So we got to depart from that. That's why the scriptures speak on arise ye and depart. It's not your rest, for it's polluted. You see, these different idols will corrupt you. So we got to come out of that stuff, man. But that's all I had. Anybody else say anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Hey, without further ado, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'd like to end it all by saying, call the law. Yahweh, double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone, Ruchi 12, Shalom.
Shalom, man. Shalom, Mike.